Alright, let's see. So we're live, and I just wanted to come on a little early to make sure we're live, and it's exactly 7 o'clock. So I'm going to say hi. I'm Amber Whittemore. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I want to teach you how to make one-sheet wonder cards. And we're going to make this beautiful background DSP. And it's a lot of colors, it's a lot of fun, but I thought it came out really great. And I thought it was perfect for Mother's Day. And I've been playing with a lot of colors lately. So this is the card we're going to be doing. The sets I'm using, but you can use Artistically Inked. I only use the sprig from here, so any other flower stamp that has a sprig would work. Or another leaf kind of thing works great. And I'm using Celebrating You because I'm going to be using the Happy Mother's Day and Lots of Love just for you for the inside. So those are the two. Hey Amy. So I am using, but you can use any sediments, but this is my main one right here, is Artistically Inked. And I've had this a long time since it came out, but I'm going to tell you, I've fallen in love with it. I've had a lot of fun with it. So if you don't have this, it should be on your list. It's carrying over, and it's an awesome set. It's a 12 stamp set, and it comes with these gorgeous coordinating dies. Here's just some of the little things that you can cut out. Let's see. And just give it a little light to show you. You get this awesome overlay. You get this beautiful leafing, plus you get a cutout for the big one, the rose, the leaves, the small flowers. You can make it pop up, but we're not going to be using those today. Hi Tara. So you don't have to worry about it, but they are definitely a nice thing to have as a bundle. Alright. Now, onto the colors. Now, this is my color palette that I use. This is how I make my DSPs when I make them. I sit there and find colors. This is a very cool blues and greens and purple color set, and they go really well together. And I only use one of the new in colors, and that's Orchid Oasis, which if you're a demonstrator you can order now, or if you join in May, I guess you get all the in color stuff, which is kind of cool as a bonus on top of your kit. I have been busy, Tara. It's been a blast, I'm gonna say it. So we're gonna do Orchid Oasis, Balmy Blue, Gorgeous Grape, Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen, Pear, Pizzazz, and Mint Macaron. Now this is my color palette. Doesn't mean that's what you want. I just absolutely, these are some of my favorite colors. This is one of my favorite palettes, actually. I come to see that when I'm decorating and everything else. So those are the colors, and I'll also be using Memento ink for the sentiment, but you can also use one of the colors you're using too. It's up to you. So I'm going to get my cut and score tool, and I am going to actually, because this makes 4 cards, I have a piece of regular basic white that I'm going to cut this one at 4 and this one at 4. And I want you guys to make these cards. I want you to make bunches of Mother's Day cards and give it to all the moms that you know. And this is the perfect time to mail them out. Get them all done today, address them tomorrow, put them in the mail Monday. So I cut both of these pieces at 4. And I save the little strips. And then we're going to go 5 1/4 the long way. Five and a quarter. Alright, and I'm going to save these because these are great for little sentiments. I actually have just like a little envelope that I put all my white scraps in, and one for my color. And I've decided you can use regular basic white, but I'm going to use the thick basic white because this doesn't have a lot of layers. And this is going to be for the top piece. So what you're going to do is basically it's going to be this. Those 4 that you cut is going to be this, but we're going to only cut off a little bit. So 5.5 plus 5.5. So 5 1/4 plus 5 1/4 is 10 1/2. So we're going to cut the long way at 10 1/2. And then I'm going to cut this next one at 8. So we're just trimming our paper. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shorter side and we're going to score. Not cut, score. Make sure you're using your light blade if you're using the score and cut. And then I'm going to score it at 5 1/4 on the long side. These will just give me my lines. We're not going to cut it until later. But that's what your sheet should look like. I wish you could see it a little better. Maybe if I move my light a little bit. No, that's not helping. Alright. So you'll have your lines and they're just going to be directional. We're going to put this to the side because I want to set this all up. And my base, I use soft succulent. And I'm going to need 2 pieces of the standard soft succulent size. And I'm going to make 2 card bases at once, and I'm going to show you how I do it. It saves me a step. So I'm going to score the short side at 4 1/4. I'll score it nice and good. See? Now I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2. That gives me my 2 card bases at once. I'm going to do that again. So it's going to be 4 1/4 score. And then we're going to cut it 5 1/2. And you can do it the opposite way. You can score it at 5 1/2 and then cut it, and it'll just give you a different type of card base. So I'm going to take my bone folder and give it a nice crease. And I'm going to put them to the side. Everything I'm going to put to the side after I'm done. I'm even going to make envelopes for you guys. Because, well, they're Mother's Day cards. They got to be pretty. Are you guys doing anything special for your mamas? I hope so. For mamas, babies, anybody, moms, sisters they have, and nieces and nephews. So now I have my 4 bases, like so. And then we're going to put the 4 pieces that we cut that are 4 by 5 1/4. Those are going to be your inside pieces, and we'll do those last. So I'm going to put those all to the side so they don't get any ink on them. Alright, so now we have our piece that we scored. Now we're going to play with stamps. Alright, so the first one I'm going to use is this one right here. It's a flower of some type, but it's supposed to be like alcohol ink, the way it actually goes. It's a very cool stamp set. Alright, so that's going to be done in Balmy Blue. Haven't decided yet, Amy? You need to do something. Alright, so we're going to ink this up. And the first thing I did was I put one right in the middle. And that's actually going to go on all 4 of the cards. And I did the same in all my crease lines. And they don't have to be perfect. You can do them as randomly as you want too. And I actually had to ink up a lot of ink, and I think this Balmy Blue is next. It's getting a little dry. So when you pick this color, if you don't pick like Balmy Blue, you're going to want to go with a lighter color. Okay? I'm going to put this on the side because I'm going to clean all my stamps off at the end. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Pretty Rose. And this, if you don't have the ink colors, well, I'm sorry. We can use like a blue, like Pacific Point is another bold one that would go with this. I'm not sure, because I really didn't think about it in all honesty. You have to play with your color palette. Like I made one of these. Alright, so I'm going to put one in the corner right here. And I picked this to be the most brilliant color because I wanted the roses to stand out. And I'm basically putting it on top of this blue. And I'm going off the page, so I am using scrap paper. And what we usually call, this is actually one of the first stamping techniques that I learned. It's called serendipity stamping. You're basically putting stuff wherever you feel is a good place to put it. And you can always add, but you can't take. Just remember that. And this one's going to come out completely different than the other one. And if you get little smudges on there, that's okay too, because it doesn't matter. So I'm going to put that up there, because it will blend in, trust me. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cool watercolory looking thing. Use my big block. And this I chose to do in Mint Macaron. I don't use this color enough, and I don't know why, because I really love it. I really do love this color. It's going over the roses, which is so good. And I'm giving some color, but I do want to leave some white for my sentiment. And I'm going to put you in there. Well, you can already see our card starting to take shape. So cool. And like this. And that's just second generation, so kind of just stamping off and just bringing it in a little bit more. Like I said, it's whatever you like. It doesn't have to be my vision. I'm just showing you how I do it. Alright, so there's that. There's my Mint Macaron. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the itty bitty little rose, and that's actually what I did my little color palette out of. And I'm going to put it on a small A block. And that is going to be done in Gorgeous Grape. At least that's the color I chose. Because I wanted, it's a rose, I want it to stand out. Like I said, this is going to come out different, but great at the same time, so I don't really care. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. And I'm doing full strength, but you can do all different kinds. It's up to you. It's your card. It's your design. Here's a little bit different. I don't got much going on up here. So there we go. And I can always add more if I feel like I need something else. But I'm going to leave room. Alright, so this is where I took this sprig. Like I said, you can get it from any of your other stamp sets. I just got it from Eden's Garden. And this is the sprig I used. Right there. And I'm using Pear Pizzazz. And if it doesn't stamp properly, that's okay. Looks like this is another color that probably needs another re-inking. And I chose a lighter green because I want layers of color. Oh, it's okay if it overlaps. It's an artistic picture. I already sent my Mother's Day card out because mine had to go to Texas. So, you know. I can always add more later. So for right now, that's where I'm going with it. It looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to do our leaves. So my big leaves, I'm going to do in soft succulent. Like so. And they're going to be around my big roses. Remember, they can go off the paper. They can do whatever you want them to do. And that just means the flower's behind it. Definitely want some bold, rich colors going on all over the place. And the reason that I didn't clean off my stamps is because I'm going to be doing the inside and the cards for and the envelopes. So it's definitely coming together. I love it. I got the little baby leaf that I'm going to use for the gorgeous grape roses, the smaller roses. And it's a darker color, so you just make sure you be careful where you're laying it, because it's going to stand out. And I thought it offset them pretty well. And I just want to make sure I make it from pretty flowers. Now, I love the fact that you're making this and you're making 4 cards at once. I thought this was magical. I usually do this with at least 1 stamp set a season. I find something that works. I love this kind of stamping. What I'm really trying to do is bring this color all over the paper. It doesn't necessarily have to be connected to the flower because it's more abstract. So we got that. Okay, so I got our beautiful paper. That's as much colored ink I'm going to put on there right now. And you can put any sentiment you want on here. I'm just choosing to do Mother's Day cards. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to make it glitter. I wish you guys could see that. It gives it a very slight little glitter look. It's really gorgeous. Right. It gives a nice little sprinkled glitter look. Alright, then. So the stamp I'm going to be using is Happy Mother's Day. And I'm actually going to stamp this in Orchid Oasis. The gorgeous grape would look great. Any of the darker colors, more intense colors. That's the color you want to pick, or you could do black. It's up to you. All right, so we're gonna take this Happy Mother's Day. I'm gonna ink it up, and I'm gonna put it. You want to put it somewhere in the space, the negative space that doesn't really have much ink into it, so it stands out. There we go. How pretty. Trying to be very careful because I'm getting ink on my fingers. Alright. So we're going to bring out our cutter again. And we're going to basically cut on our score lines. And those are just our guidelines. That's why I scored them. So you can see you don't have to necessarily, but you're going to cut this at 4. Same place we scored. And then you're going to cut this at 5 1/4. And you can set this card up as much or as keep it as simple as you want. It is definitely your creation. Alright. So now I'm going to take those inside of the cards. And what I'm going to do is take my Balmy Blue first. I'm going to take that big stamp, same color we did on the card. I'm putting it in the corner. You can do this any way you want. Look at that, it's so pretty. Stamp alone is pretty. There we go. And all I'm doing is stamping in the corners. Nothing spectacular. And then I'm going to take the mint macaron. Go like this. Ink it up. And I'm going to place that in the corner just to give that color. And I don't think that's enough, so I'm going to add some more. These stamps are very forgiving, I'll tell you that one. Alright, so there's that. And I'm closing all my ink pads up. You notice this? There's a reason. Otherwise, you make a mess. And so I'm going to take my Orchid Oasis, whatever you did your big flower in. Like so. Ooh, see? Oh. Alright, so I'm going to stick that in the corner. Like that. And because I have my Orchid Oasis out, and that's what I did my words in, I'm actually going to get the other sentiments and put now I gotta find it. Lots of love. And just for you, because I like those together. I really love this stamp set. Celebrating You is awesome. So I'm going to do lots of love. Put it on my block. And you can do them separately. It's up to you. Let's see. I did it upside down. Look at me. Silly girl. And there we go. Let's see. Go. Now I'm going to take it on my scrap paper and make sure it's the way I want. I got them nice and straight. You can stamp them all at once. You can use your stamp apparatus. There's all kinds of options. And remember, if you make a mistake, there's another side. Go like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gorgeous Grape and go over here. And I want the little one right there. Kind of bringing all the colors that I used in my card in here. You don't have to be as detailed. It's really up to you. But it's a Mother's Day card, so, you know. I go a little over and beyond for the mamas. Alright, so I'm just putting those up there. And now we're going to get my leaves, which I did in soft succulent for the big ones. And now I'm going to place them right there. Just off to the side. That's one. Or you can make it go like this. And I'm also going to give it a double leaf, so I want it on both sides. But like I said, this is your masterpiece, so play with it. Play with it. Oh, look how pretty that one is. Oh. And then I'm going to bring in the other leaf in here. I'm just going to give this one a little leaf right there. Because it's really dark, so I don't really want to make it too dark. I also just filled my evening evergreen, so it's a little potent. And it can be off, it doesn't have to connect exactly. It's just supposed to be pretty. Trust me, your mama ain't gonna care. They're just gonna say, oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. Yeah, I got a little line. That's okay. It's handmade. Alright. So I got that. You can also do the same thing and add your Winked Stella. You just go like this. Just adds a little glitter to the paper. Make sure when you pick it up, this stuff is dry. That's what I love about ours. Put it over to the side. Alright, now we're going to do a pretty little envelope. So we're going to do basically the same thing. I'm just not going to go as involved. I'm going to take the mint macaron and put that over here. I'm going to make them all different too. That's the fun part. Because they ain't going to come out the same at all. And you can layer this, you can do whatever you want with it. There we go. So we got our envelopes. And I just want my pretty big rose in there. I don't want it too busy. And I'm going to go up to right in the corner because you don't want to, you want to make sure you can still dress it. This is how I make large batches of cards, actually. I do everything in steps and I just keep going. Soft succulent with my double leaves. And do the same thing I did inside the other one. And see, I'm going off the paper, so I'm not getting the whole stamp. I'm going right on the rose, so it looks like it's underneath. Because I kind of want the leaves looking like they're encasing the rose. A little bit. Alright. That is so pretty. Alright, so I'm going to close up my ink. Now it's time to assemble our 4 cards. Very gentle. See, my paper's a mess. Alright, so I have my card bases that I made earlier in soft succulent. I'm going to be using my Tombow Blue. I'm going to be putting in my inside first. Remember, Tombow Glue, a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot. I'm going to do one at a time. Oh, see, I moved it. Ah, I moved it. No. If you be really gentle, you can pick it up. Yeah, I moved it. See. You take your bone forward. wasn't doing it centered yet, but it was centered, but now I moved it. I actually have a glue eraser, so I'll probably be using, this might be just my, so I'm going to take one of these pretties right here. And you can layer it, you can put ribbon on it, you can do all kinds of stuff to step it up. All I did was put it on my cardstock with some gems. And I am having difficulties today putting these on. Alright. So there's that. So we're going to do another one. Like I said, this goes by fairly fast and you get 4 beautiful cards done. Doing the same thing, just centering it. And that's why I put actually heavy cardstock in the front, because I wasn't doing a bunch of layers, which was okay. I just wanted to make pretty cards to send to people, because that's the whole point, right? Is to send smiles, make people smile and feel loved. Making sure it's on. Oh, I'm almost done. Once you get a plan, making cards is easy. And then if you want, you get bored of this, then you can sit there. If you need to make a bunch of them, you just change the color palette. Same card, different color palette. And it'll give you a whole different feel. Do warm, all in colors, whatever floats your fancy. Alright, so we got these beautiful cards, and you can leave them as is, but I did step it up a little bit. Now I have always a bunch of these on hand. They're the Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Nothing spectacular about them. And then I usually have my alcohol markers. And I usually use the dark one. And I use the flat tip. And the beautiful part about this is you can make these any color you want. You just have to have the right tool. And I'm going to do a bunch of these because I have 4 cards. You big, small, little, doesn't matter. It's supposed to be fun. Let's see. I'm going to take my Take a Pick tool, like so. I'm going to take this big one, and I actually want it by the Happy Mother's Day, because I'm only going to put one big one on. And I'm going to take a little one, and I'm putting them in the roses. But you can put them anywhere your heart desires. But I just wanted to pinpoint some pretty roses and sparkles. I thought it was pretty. Like I said, you can do the twine. You can do all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to do the same thing. Like I said, it's a fast way to make 4 very beautiful cards. And you could use these to cover up any mistakes you don't want seen. Like there, I got a little spot. Now it looks like nothing. You can do whatever you want. You can leave them clear. This is optional. That's just something I like to do. And the next one. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to need a couple more little ones. And I'm going to use the brushy part. And this will dry relatively quickly too, so you don't have to worry about that. But it basically stains the gem to whatever color you want. Alright, so this is the last one. And I'm just going to use up what I made, because why not? I'll put a big one in there. There. I'm just using them up, so you can do whatever you want. And you don't have to put them in roses. Like I said, it's really up to you. You can put as many or as little as your heart content. So now I have 4 beautiful cards. With really beautiful envelopes to send out. Who wouldn't want that in the mail? So that's about all she wrote. So it took about 40 minutes, and that's because I'm explaining. To do this, get 4 beautiful cards out, and once you start getting rolling, you're good to go. Thank you ever so much for coming to watch me, and I really hope that you guys make some really awesome cards to send out in the mail for Monday. Thank you again, and you guys have a great night, okay? Bye-bye.